Hello. Hi, everyone. I am Angélique Binet, and I am the founder of Social Media Love, where we help women entrepreneurs to fall in love with their fears of becoming visible online and offline when it comes to selling and promoting their services, their expertise, and their awesomeness, right? So today, I'm bringing you a story of what happens when a woman stops playing small and decides to bet on yourself. And I could bring you, you know, so many women of social media love are from that, I want to say, from that breed. The one I'm bringing you today is knocking out of the park every single milestone that you can imagine. So, if you're watching this, you know that we're not just talking about social media here. We're not just talking what to post and stuff like that. We are here because we are, I say now very loudly, we're changing the world one woman at a time. And it's not that I am here and my clients are here. We're walking side by side. So I always like to refer this to what we do as a movement of transformation together. And today I get to sit down with one of the women I am the most proud of. And her name is, just wait, her name is Emily Arsenault. I want to bring you back fast. Drum, drum, drum. I don't know. Here we go. Sarah! And what I want to tell you about Emily is that when we met, she had big dreams and lower prices. And what I'm saying is that so many of us women, we don't even, like, I used to exchange my services against apples. And it is something that I see in every woman. And Emily, we're not just going to talk about prices, but it's everything. When you actually increase your prices, you increase how you see yourself and how you perceive yourself and how you believe in yourself. So it's always a reflection of our perception of ourselves. That's why I bring that up. And since we started together, you not only multiplied your energy, your pricing, and we were talking about stuff just before, and like, you just blow my mind. So I'm not going to say more. I want you to talk about yourself. But what I want you to listen for is not, just the business milestones. What I'm trying to get Emily to share, it's so intangible. It's, it's for you, like, what are the moments where you look back at yourself? It's been, what, a year and a half or a year, a little more than a year. And you decide to go all in, even on the days that it sucks, even on the days that you have to prioritize your health because you don't feel super great. Like, so how do you manage that? And how that, so that you show up, not just online and for your clients and in your store, but inside of yourself. So that's why, I call this a case study, but I mean, it's a way of living, and you transform so much, Emily. So I want you to introduce yourself, who you are, where you are in the world, because we have women who are watching us from all over, as far as New Zealand. Tell us where we are as we're talking and what you do.
Okay. Well, my name's Emily Arsenault, and I own Dog-Eared Books. I'm in Ormukdo, New Brunswick, and we're a small military town. And I am a used bookstore, but we're so much more than just used books. Well, I'm sitting in my store right now, and I'm sitting in my magic room, which is my favorite place to hang out. We also have over 150 local authors and local makers in the store. And just in the last month or 2 months, we've added almost 50 new local authors to our shelves.
1 5?
50. 50.
50?
Added, 50. Yeah, 50 local authors in the last 2 months. 50 new local authors.
That's, yeah. So I was having coffee with Michel, my husband, this morning, and we were talking about you and your store. And before I knew you, he knew you, and he remembers this. I want to share that story. he was, my husband is very intensive, so when he does something, he does it all like deep, 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 and he was into British literature. And then he had a collection to read, and one book he couldn't find, but he found it at your store.
Oh,
You didn't know that story,
I
yeah?
didn't know that. No.
So he was like, yeah, I met Emily before you did, and it
That's so
was
funny.
like, she's so niche, like, and she's really, really like, it's so he found the treasure. He found the one thing
Oh,
that he couldn't find anywhere else.
that's
So
so
that,
nice.
I know, it's a cool story. So Emily, take us back to the beginning. What was happening in your business if you go back to July 2024? So a year ago.
Yeah.
A year ago. And inside of you, before you said yes to joining, our group of women entrepreneurs who are, learning the rope of how to become visible on social media, like from a strategy point of view, but from a very deep inside ways.
Mm-hmm.
Can you remember where you were at?
Yeah, I was doing lives and I was on social media. Like my face was on there, but that's pretty much that was it. It wasn't me on there. And that's because I didn't actually really know who me was.
Oh, that's so good. I love
Yeah.
that.
It's hard to be authentically yourself on social media when you actually don't even know who you are authentically. And we've gone in there and dug in a lot in the last year.
It is a beautiful way to put it. I've never even said it like so many ways I tried to talk about it. You are like, this is so good. You cannot really be authentic online until you really know who you are. And it's
Yeah.
so how does that feel? I just find you like, can you remember? Because you're not like this anymore. Like you're like transformed 100 times.
Yeah, I don't even know who I was. Like it's funny looking back at old videos, even our first case study that we did together. I've changed since then even and transformed a lot since then. So it's wild.
So what were the type of questioning you had inside of you, or where was your mind at the time in terms of, were you questioning what you were doing, like because you came to me like at the
Mhm,
launch I did next door to your store.
mhm.
So what was like the thing you were after, like what was the desire, the drive?
Well, actually, when I met you, I was coming to your book launch because I love books. So I was actually just going to buy your book. And then what happened actually kind of funny because I did you because I wanted to sell your book in my store. And then you said, actually, yes, but I have this program that I do for women entrepreneurs. And I was like, oh. So then I sat with it for a few minutes after you introduced this Magic with Social Media Love, because you were, I think, right when I met you, you were about to launch that cohort, and it was just divine timing that I met you at that time because I knew that I was kind of on like the precipice of change, and I think I met, like, it was divine timing that I met you right then because I knew I needed to change and I knew something big was coming, and I just needed a little boost, a little push.
Let's stay there because I think that's something that you were able to be aware of. And I
Mm-hmm.
find that as women and as women entrepreneur, when we are able to recognize that call for something bigger, like a lot of people call this procrastination, or they call it, I don't know, self-doubt, or they call it I'm stuck, or they call it I don't know what to do
Mm-hmm.
next. Like, what were you calling it? How did it? I'm just trying to, I could share how it feels for me. It feels, I call this even in my TEDx speech, I said it's a quiet syndrome season. It feels that nothing is happening. Or, when you're by the ocean and then it's going to be a thunder, but everything is quiet, but a weird
Mm-hmm.
quiet. And then it's going to go loud.
Yeah.
So for me, it feels like this. How did it feel for you?
Kind of the same thing. My business was just, and not just my business, but like me personally, I was kind of just plateauing like that. Like, eh, I can keep going and it would be great to just keep going and going, but I'm not meant to just keep going and going and going. I'm meant to climb and grow. That's how it felt. Like I was kind of at that, I had plateaued for a while and I was kind of just stuck, and I didn't want to be in that zone anymore.
Yeah, plateaued. Yeah, and you knew that you're not meant for plateauing.
No.
Even in your private life, you don't
Yeah.
plateau. It
No.
always bubbles.
Yeah.
I get to know you now, and it's so, yeah, I love it. Okay, so we started to work together, and then in the things I'm gonna list, in the tangible things, you started to raise your prices, right?
Mhm.
You created, you were dreaming of a group program. You created your beautiful Awaken group program. Then you're dreaming of having a subscription. Like I'm telling you, like she does everything like within a year. And now the subscription is out. You had your founders and you are enrolling new people for the next season, the next quarter. And then you had a very specific goal that you wanted to achieve for your revenue in your store, and you just announced me that you did like how many percent? 110%
112%.
increase.
Yeah.
So Emily, if you would see her, you would never think she's a powerful. You're so discreet, like you're so like posé. En français, we would say like, and then just watch out that woman. Like when she says something, she does it. And what I love about how you approach, your growth in terms of business and personal growth, Emily, is you are very open to embody her, like the woman in your vision,
Mm-hmm.
even when the human in you and the old programming wants to take over. So that's the part
Mm-hmm.
that I wanted to ask you this. What do you think shifted for you inside of you that really made those moves possible? And I listed just a few. There's many more, okay? But if you take that and you relax, it's Friday evening on the eve of a long weekend, and you look back, what do you think has shifted inside of you?
That's actually a really good point. And about about her, the future Emily, I don't think I was even living in the present. I was always living in the past. And so I think the very first time we ever did a visualization, like meditation, where we talked to our future her and figured out what she wants and who she is, that was actually my changer for me, because I had never looked to the future, because that's scary. Really scary to think about where we're going to be in even 6 months, right? Like I always thought that I was living in the present and I was being here now, but I wasn't. I was living in the past. And I wasn't doing much growth. I wasn't thinking about the future. So when you think about what she wants, what future, like when I say she, that's me, future Emily, not somebody else. Nobody else dictates what I want. I get to. That was a life changer for me. I get to decide, future me gets to decide what we want. And I
And
never talked to her.
yeah, and when you know that everything we think from one day to another is the same, and most of the time, it's like negative thinking. So when you started to change your thoughts, like
Yeah.
everything, if you stay the same and you plateau, is because you are in the past, because you
Yeah.
have the same thought patterns,
Mm-hmm.
same emotional frequency, then same level of behavior, and then same level of results. So
Yeah.
so I love that for you it was very clear that it is the fact that you were talking to your future self and not to old you.
Yeah.
And that literally, the proof is what's going on right now in the last 12 years. Like there is, you're completely stepped into the unknown, not
Mm-hmm.
knowing. You knew your desires, but you didn't know, like, I don't know, like if I had told you a year ago, in 12 months, you'll have this, and this, and this, and your team would have grown of that many
Right.
people, what would you have told me?
Yeah, I would have said you're crazy.
I know. This is just, and that's you.
Yeah.
Like, this is you, like from your heart, trusting, betting on yourself. That's what I see every day about you, Emily. And I just wanted to hear your side of the story. Um, how much of the work we do in the Visibility Amplifier, which includes Magic with Social Media Love, how much, like, I just want to try to, how much, what are the pieces that you took out of this? Because I'm always like this, like you go to an experience in a container, you're going to pick and choose, you're going to do maybe everything, but there are things that are going to really help you more than others.
Mm-hmm.
So would you be able to kind of, when you reflect back, what is it that really supported you, whether it's around the strategy, the tactics, or the mindset, or the community, because we have a
Mm-hmm.
beautiful community of women. I just want to hear you on this. What do you think has the most effective or impacted your growth? And maybe at different times it's this thing, at different times that thing.
Yeah. It's always something, even month to month is something different that I get out of our group. But I think the mindset stuff has really made a big difference on me, and learning like the negative thinking traits and all that stuff, and my GLFs. What does that stand for again? Guiding.
Guided life feelings.
Yeah, my feelings that I want to have every day, which this year I changed it from the first time we did Magic with Social Media Love is love. That's that's my, so if I can remember, yeah, that's my biggest thing that I'm taking away right now. I've just decided that the biggest thing right now that I need is to remember my GLF. So that's really important because I want to live every day with love. And I know that I'm not my highest self when I'm not feeling love.
I love this. Okay. Because it makes sense. So the more you are in your most empowering feelings, your GLS, right? The ones you just said, what it does in terms of energy, it raises your frequency.
Yeah.
So when you are in a state of love, everything flow,
Yeah.
like the question that you're going to ask to potential clients or a potential collaborator, whether it's a
Mm-hmm.
yes or a no, it won't even affect you because you're anchored in that flow.
Yeah,
This is the truth
exactly.
of who you are.
Yeah.
So that's why we say our priority is not to post. Our priority is to prioritize our energy,
Mm-hmm.
because when we are high, I call us high,
Mm-hmm.
and we're not faking it, like we are feeling all the feels. But because we learn how to feel our feelings, we reconnect with our GLF. The gap between the disempowering emotions and the highest emotion is shorter and shorter, and we know how we dance with that.
Mm-hmm.
That's what we do, right, with the somatic work. But it makes sense that this is your priority, because that's
Yeah.
from that place you can create
Yeah.
the new team, the new price, the new program, the new visibility. Right now you're taking roles from original kind of stage with your roles with the chamber and everything.
Mm-hmm.
So everything is proportional to your state of being.
Yeah. And
And
just trusting. Like you posted, I think you just posted it again a couple days ago. Like I know that things will just work out. Or if it doesn't work out, then it doesn't work out.
yeah, I love it. Okay. So a lot of women watching this probably feel a little tug, and I've been told recently by some women, what is it exactly you do? And it feels really cool. Like, there is some curiosity around it. And I think what I hear from you, Emily, is that your desire to go bigger is something that we hear in many women. They want to go bigger, more time, having more time for themselves,
Mm-hmm.
having more impact for their business, to be known by more people. And what I hear a lot is, the legacy part. What? Because we work with women who are towards, I don't know, we have like 30 to 60, and I
Mm-hmm.
find like maybe in my age 50, 60, I hear more about I want to leave a legacy. But I hear it everywhere, like in terms of I want to show that was me. I want to show my son that you can do anything you desire. And I
Yeah.
think a lot of women are driven by that. And we are in a time where it's possible to focus on that. We don't have to
Yeah.
hunt the whole day to get food. We can be now more fancy around our dreams. And with all the technology and everything that is coming with us right now,
Mm-hmm.
like I can see that it's going to be even more and more accessible to everyone who can do the inner work to access that bigger, whatever is bigger for the person who is watching right now. So um but what I hear a lot is the doubt, which you like when I hear you, like the trust, that trust you have in yourself,
Yeah.
you cultivated it, you nurtured it, right? So what do you tell yourself on the hard days, Emily, when life is like stuff maybe shows up that are in the way or look like it is in the way? We know that there is a lot of perspective to have behind this, or what type of fear can creeps in for you?
I still get quite a bit of fear. It's less and less now, but when it does happen and when it does creep in, I kind of talk to it, I guess, and I have like a dialogue with it, or I'll write or I'll journal. I journal quite a bit, and I talk to my fear and I talk to myself. um, but yeah, it still creeps in for me. But when I'm feeling down and I'm feeling like I just don't want to do anything, I don't we don't push. I feel the fear first, and then I figure out, well, when I journal and when I talk to myself, I kind of figure out, well, where is the fear actually coming from? And is it even mine to carry? Like, is it a fear that I have of is it a fear that came from me, or is it a fear that was pushed on me by other like familial stuff or culture or society or wherever else it came from? And it usually the fear never comes from myself. It's being put on me by somebody else. And once I realized that that's not even my fear, it's much easier to get to feel it and get rid of it and say no thank you.
I love it. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. So you're human. Yay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So you said yes to so many layers of the work we do here. The retreats, Magic with Social Media Love, group services, private services. Um, what is something that surprising that stayed with you or changed the way you lead your business? What was maybe the surprises that you didn't expect in all of this? And my goal here is to kind of understand maybe some specificity of the work we do that you didn't expect maybe initially.
I used to have like really bad imposter syndrome, feeling like I just didn't belong anywhere. It wouldn't matter what was happening, like what group, if I fully belonged there, it wouldn't matter. I would never feel like I belonged there. And I remember feeling when I first met you actually, and you wanted me to sign up for a class, I was like, oh, that's for real business owners. That's for the real business owners, not little bookstores like mine. And it was kind of funny because I think that I had saw in one of your posts that you were going to be teaching about imposter syndrome, and I was like, well, that's kind of funny. I'm having imposter syndrome for not joining Magic with Social Media Love or whatever it was I was going to be saying yes to at that moment. And I was like, well, if she's going to be teaching about it, maybe I can take her class and learn how to not have imposter syndrome. It was kind of a funny workaround in my brain. Um, but the weirdest, the well, not the weirdest, And then I think the biggest thing that I've learned that I didn't expect to learn was all about boundaries in business, because I'm a business owner and I have employees, and you have to have major boundaries when it comes to employees. And that was not something I was comfortable with. Is I didn't really want to be a boss. That comes with a ton of weird responsibilities that I don't like confront. Oh, no. I, in the past, did not like confrontation, but I'm learning how to handle it. And that's something that I've learned, is like how to, it's not even that we learned about boundaries with employees, but learning about boundaries in other aspects of life in the class, and everything we learn has taught me how to have boundaries with my employees. So I'm able to take a lot of the things that we talk about and a lot of things we learn and move it into and use it in other areas of my life.
Yeah, because that's the work that makes everything else work.
Mm-hmm.
I remember that conversation, that class where we discussed how boundaries are not against others.
Mm-hmm.
Therefore, in love of yourself and honoring
Yeah.
your truth and honoring your worth. So it's a new paradigm, right? It's not
Mm-hmm.
like "Wah, wah, wah, wah." It's
Yeah.
like, well, in my world, in my playbook, this is how it works. So how can we do this so
Mm-hmm.
that it still feels, fun for you to work
Yeah.
with team, or even people in our lives? It helps to actually open up a space for conversation, uncomfortable conversation sometimes, or
Yeah.
courageous. I think it's Coach Kim, who is
Yeah.
one of the coach in our program, that says she called them the courageous conversation, where you bring that conversation. And yeah, I, I remember actually that conversation we had around imposter syndrome and stuff like
Mm-hmm.
that. And then what I hear a lot, and I want to hear from you, is that when people come to my workshops or to the retreats we do that are open to the public, they always say, I didn't expect this. What do you think? Like, now you know the inside,
Mm-hmm.
and you know the impact on your business and in your personal life. Can you help me explain people that it is probably not what you expect? Like, someone told me, I thought you would teach me how to push some buttons. I'm so glad it was not that. She told
Yeah.
me.
Yeah. Well, when people think about marketing and like a business coach or you know what I mean? Like, it's more like, I remember thinking like it was going to be on Thursdays, the best time to post on, or the best time to post on Facebook is Thursday at 4 o'clock. You know what I mean? Like, that's not at all what we do at all. It's, and that's important stuff to know. We do talk about like the best time and how to boost a post on Facebook and all of that stuff. But for me, the most surprising thing I remember when I started all the courses and all this stuff was more of the inner work. Because if I'm being authentic in what I post, if I'm not being authentic when I post, it doesn't matter if I'm posting at the right time, on the right space. It doesn't matter. And I can post something really authentic at the wrong time, and it will still get more views than the non-authentic post on the wrong you know what I mean? Like, that was the most surprising thing, was doing the inner work in order to do the marketing. And that was a really good surprise.
Yeah, I love how you explain it. That's why I wanted to ask you how you would explain it. Because we get those questions a lot. And
Mm-hmm.
everything is energy, whether we want to, there is that association to the woo-woo aspect of this, but it's so
Yeah.
scientific. Like, whoever is watching, if you still like, well, we don't even need to explain, because I know that the women that we attract, they're open to this, because
Mm-hmm.
when you enter a room and everybody is like, like, you feel it's very
Yeah.
thick. The air is very thick. That's energy, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's the invisible aspect of communication and marketing is in our energy, and it has a direct effect on selling. And I am the product of that. If you read my book, You'll see, I talk a lot about this, and I still learn about this every single day.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, thank you for explaining it with your words like this. It really helped me explain it even better. Okay, I think I wanted to ask you one more question. Oh, I have two more. If someone is watching and they feel the nudge, Emily, like they know there is a bigger version of themselves ready to emerge, they like you were describing, you felt it was coming, but they're still hesitating. What would you say to that woman?
If you feel the push or you feel the nudge, feel into it. I knew that I was meant to work with Angelique, and I knew that I was supposed to be in Magic with Social Media Love and the visibility. And I sat with it, and I knew that I was supposed to be there. And I think that a lot of like trusting your instinct, I guess. Like just if you feel the nudge, just that's what I always say every time you ask me this question. Just say yes. Just do it.
Yes. And then count until 3, and your fear's gonna show up. And this is normal. That's what this
Yeah.
is the cycle of growth. If there is no fear, there is no growth.
Right. And if you feel the fear, that's like it's not that I didn't have fear when I signed up for Magic with Social Media Love. Like I was terrified that I was terrified. And even still like going to the retreat. Oh no, I missed signing up for the next retreat. I'm gonna have to sign up today. Angelique just posted a new, when is it? October?
October 24th.
Okay, well, I'm signing up. I meant to do it yesterday before, well, the price was lower, but I'm gonna have to pay the full price.
I love it. This is so you, Emily. Like, I cannot make it up. I cannot have a better format. Like, just you're so like, ah. I love it. I love it.
I don't. What was I talking about? Oh, fear. I was talking about having fear. So yeah, I have fear. That's what led me there. I had fear when I signed up for a retreat, and that led me to remember your new retreat coming up in October, which I will be there.
Which retreat where you?
The one we just had.
Oh, like
I always have a little bit of fear every time that you invite me to do something. I always have a little bit of fear. Oh, should I do it? Should I spend money? Do I invest in myself? I've already invested in myself enough this month. And then I say, no, I haven't.
It was so beautiful, by the way. Oh,
Mm-hmm.
yes. Okay, well, I'm glad. I love that you explain how it works in your head, because ladies watching, like, this is where, like, it's the same for me. We are all going through, but what I know for sure is that I'm sure, and tell me if I'm wrong, but the gap between the, oh my God, should I do it, to I do it, is shorter and shorter, because
Yes.
you trust your her.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
And your body knows. Yes.
Yeah. It used to be days sometimes when I would live in that fear until I finally signed up. And now, yeah, sometimes it's minutes.
Yeah. And that feels so freeing. That's a part of the work that this is when we say we are powerful, empowered. That's because we get to choose how we want to feel. And from that place, you get to choose what you want to do with this. And be like, rather than taking choices or decision from a place of fear, like from a place of abundance, of yes, I can, yes, it's possible for me. Like, if I were to grow, if I knew that tomorrow I double my revenue, what would I do? If I knew that my program was full today, what would I do today? And it's being in that energy, always in trust, as you said earlier, right? And it's a muscle. It's a muscle that becomes so natural, because we need to unprogram that. What if everything goes wrong? That's what we are never taught about how our nervous system works. And the number one thing that your nervous system wants is you to stay the same, because everything outside of normal is abnormal, is unknown, unfamiliar, thus identified as a threat, like literally a threat for your body, which means death. right? Well, okay. Last question. Is that okay if I ask one more? One more?
Yep.
What are you claiming next, girl?
So my goal for the whole year for 2025 was $100,000 in sales. That's what I wanted for the whole year. What month is it? August? How many months left in the year? 5?
Yeah.
5.
Yeah.
So that's what I wanted for the whole year, but I'm going to do that in 2 months from now. Like I'm going to hit it. What is that? 3 I can't do math. I'm a book person, not a math person. 3 months.
Where's
And
my
then
bookmark?
yeah, exactly. That's what I tell people when they come in the store. When they ask me a math question, I don't know. This is a bookstore. Yeah, I'm gonna do that in 3 months, and then I'm gonna go to Scotland.
We go back to It's Possible for Me retreat there.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Thank you so much for being so open to share the inside story of how it works. How, like, I love how you share the process of everything, how it sounds like inside of you, the best you can, So thank you so much. Anything that I didn't ask, I should have asked, you want to talk or address?
It's really hard to describe the feelings of everything because it does not even feel like it. It feels like I've known you for more than a year when you talk about the growth and the things that I've done. I do integrate it, like I do celebrate myself and I do, but sometimes I forget that that's only been a year. Like that's a year. What can we do? 5 years working together. What can we do?
I have ideas.
Our next goal, actually, because we just had our 112% increase. I've told my staff that if we can do a 500% increase, we're all going to Mexico.
Oh,
So that's the next big goal is get us all to Mexico.
That's cool.
And that's another thing too. A year ago, before I started doing all this work, if you had told me a 500% increase, not happening. That's never gonna dream on. You know what I mean? And now we can do a 500% increase. Like I have absolutely no doubts that we can do a 500% increase and get to Mexico.
That's very exciting and attractive.
Yeah.
Are you allowed to talk about the project you're working on right now?
Yes. Yeah.
Do you want to talk about it? Because it's a public platform. You never know who's watching, but there is always someone watching.
There sure is. You mean the Ormukto shopping passport? I have so many projects. I'm kind of sad, actually. It was supposed to start today, but it's stuck at the printing press. So hopefully it should be here on Tuesday. So it's the Ormukto shopping passport. So locally here in Ormukto, we're a smaller town. We're a town, actually, not even a city. We're a town. And so the Ormukto shopping passport is something that I am doing with the Ormukto and Area Chamber of Commerce, where you'll get a shopping passport. It'll be like an actual book, like an actual passport. And we have 8 participating businesses that you can go to in the Ormukto area. And every business you go to, you get a stamp. And once your passport is full, you bring it back here to Dog Eared Books, and we have prizes to give you. And I'm so excited.
Yeah. So it starts this week whenever you receive the passport.
Yeah.
Make sure you follow Dog Eared Book and the Ormukto Chamber Facebook page. And then it goes until
December 31st. So there's only one passport per customer. So once you've filled out a passport and got your stamps, you can't get another passport and fill it out for more stamps. So one passport per person, and the prize will be $0, which is something that the Ormukto Chamber of Commerce does. It's like a local currency that you can use at the businesses in Ormukto that are part of the Chamber of Commerce. So it just goes right back into the community.
Okay, cool.
Amazing. Yeah.
Okay, I'll get my passport when you have it.
Yeah, we'll be posting on the Dog Eared Books page once we have the passports here. And
Okay.
they'll be at you can pick up your passport at any of the participating businesses as well.
Okay, cool. Okay. Awesome. Well, here's the message of the day. Oh yeah, that's what it is. So, and I think you tell me how it resonates. I think that's a post. I posted something like that today. Like when we are about to do something big that is in our vision, fears kicks in, and then sometimes, not sometimes, most of the time, it blurs the vision, and we are all capable of unblurring the vision because we know how to work with our body and our fears. But when you are in a community of women entrepreneurs who go through the same, they have big dreams, and we learn how to use our mind and body and nervous system to help us to grow our business, then you become like, you never can go down anymore. Like there is always, like, when one woman win, like Emily right now in the group, like I'm sure when our friends gonna see your interview and your latest win, you rise all the boats. There is I think there is a saying like this: when the tides comes up, all the boats are rising. So it's having a community, my point is, and someone, a guide or a leader like me in the community or whatever community you belong to, like, don't stay in your corner alone. That's my point.
Yeah.
Find your community and come to ours. It's extraordinary, it's small, and we have so much fun. But if you don't want to come to ours, find yours. It took me so many years to do that. Like I don't know how I did it for so long on my own. I'm gonna make it myself.
Yeah. Isn't that hyper independence is one of the
Yes. The behavior, a composition behavior, like from, I can do this, and I was that, I always say, I was that woman until I opened my business. I did all, check the box, I did all the things, all the dreams from that place. It's exhausted. I arrived in Canada and I got sick with mononucleosis. When you look back, it's because I was pushing every step of the way without never listening to my body.
Yeah. It's really important to listen to your body. And actually, somebody just asked me that. I was teaching in my Awaken course because I was telling them to feel, we were learning about guilt and shame. And I was telling them to feel, there's nothing wrong with guilt and shame. Like those are just natural emotions that we're going to have. They're on the negative, they're on the lower vibrational, but there's nothing wrong with guilt and shame. Feel it, move on, right? And they said, well, how do you feel things and just move on? And I was like, well, eventually, after listening to your body for so long and trusting it and feeling your feelings instead of pushing them down, it gets easier and easier. Don't push them down there. Don't put them under the rug. We're taught as women a lot to ignore those negative emotions, right? Like don't feel those. Don't.
Who told me that today? Someone told me that. Oh no, someone told me that the person said, well, you're talking too much when you're at work and that is not serving you. And I'm like, don't let anyone tell you or dim your light. You're like, oh, it was just so, like, it's, you hear stuff like that, and those are like, nobody can dim your light. If you're someone who speaks a lot, you speak a lot. And it's, like, let it, I am me.
Exactly. And that's actually to circle back to like to Magic with Social Media Love and the amplifier. I am so comfortable now with telling people when they tell me to dim my light or stop talking so much or do that. No. I will not. and I know myself and love myself enough to say, no, don't tell me what to do.
And what a beautiful model you bring, mirror you bring to the other person, because we don't change others, but by embodying the work, embodying the woman who is fully expressed and anchored in her truth. And then you model that, and then maybe for some people it may sound like, wow, she's really gutsy to say that. But then they learn, like, I want to say that too,
Yeah,
so,
exactly. Yes.
because it feels good to be you. And the more you are you, the more money you make.
Yes, absolutely. The more authentic I am, the more weird I am on my lives, and the more authentic I am, the more money I make. That's exactly what happened in this last month too. And that's probably one of the main reasons why we had a 112% increase, is because just did everything that I wanted to do.
I love it. Emily, thank you so much for sharing your journey and for inspiring me, inspiring us, and being in that community. And if you're watching and you have questions for Emily about her store, like, please reach out and go and see her. If you don't live around here, talk to her, because you sell stuff online too,
Yeah.
right?
Yep.
And
Yep. Our website is dogeardbooks.ca.
and your signature box can go all over the world.
It can.
Okay, thank you so much, Emily. You can
Thank
stay
you.
backstage with me for a minute.
Yep.
And here we go.